I'm Sarah.
And I'm Abraham, and this is Cammy the Camel. Today we're going to read a story about how God taught me to trust Him and His timing.
We're also going to see how God fulfilled a promise that He made me even after I had to wait many years.
Abraham, I have to talk to you about something important. The Lord has prevented me from having children, so I have a better plan. Here's my servant Hagar. You can take her as a second wife so that we can have children.
Oi, I gotta listen to the wife.
So Abraham took Hagar as a second wife and had a son with her. He named the boy Ishmael, but this was not the child God had promised to Abraham.
Years later, God appeared to Abraham and Sarah and promised them they would have their own baby in a year. They named him Isaac. Which actually means laughter. This is because Sarah laughed when God made this promise to them.
Later, when Abraham had a celebration for his son Isaac, his older son Ishmael laughed in a mocking way. He was jealous of Isaac. When Sarah heard him, she told Abraham to send Ishmael and Hagar away. Abraham didn't like that idea, but God told Abraham he should do what Sarah wanted. God already had a plan to take care of them. God said that Isaac, not Ishmael, would carry on Abraham's name, but God comforted Abraham at the same time. He promised to bless Ishmael and make him into a great nation too. So Abraham sent Hagar and Ishmael away into the wilderness with some bread and a skin of water. Hagar and Ishmael wandered in the wilderness until they ran out of water. In the hot sun, they would soon die without it. Hagar was afraid for her son and laid him in the shade. She cried out for help, and the Lord heard her. Just as he had promised Abraham, God told Hagar, "Don't be afraid. I am going to make your son into a great nation." Then God opened Hagar's eyes to see a nearby well of water. She took the empty water skin, filled it, and gave it to her son to drink. The water saved Ishmael. He grew up in the wilderness and married a woman from Egypt. Soon he began his own family.
Hey guys, now we're going to talk about what we learned from this story.
Our first question is, why did Abraham send Hagar and Ishmael away?
Alright, now, what did Hagar and Ishmael need to be able to survive in the wilderness?
And then the last one is, how did God provide for them in the wilderness?
So, Mom, why is what Abraham did wrong?
Because Abraham wasn't willing to wait for God, and so he decided to take things into his own hands and get a second wife for her to bear him a son, because he wasn't willing to wait for God to fulfill his promises.
Well, why did God wait so long to give Abraham a son?
Because he wanted everyone to know that it was a miracle from him, and just the fact that they were way too old to even bear children.
Thanks for joining us today, Cross Life Kids.
Once Cammy the Camel gets here, we're going to go on our first family vacation.
With our new son, Isaac. We'll see you later.
Once Cammy the Camel gets here, we're going to go on our first family our first